to type in the chat box very quickly. I'd like to see how are you today. Okay, so I think this is the 4th class. Now, let's see how many of you really listen to me what I instructed you. So how many of you submitted your homework? So if you have submitted your homework, can you please type in the chat box, submit it. I'd like to see how many of you really submitted your homework. Okay, Ali said submitted, submitted, okay, 2. So please type in the chat box how many of you submitted homework. Okay, Fatima said submitted 3 homework. Okay, just I'd like to see how many. Only 3. Okay. I always give the same example. If you, when I say you don't submit the homework, so if you are sick, you need to go to the hospital, you need to see the doctor, and you need to get the prescription. So once you get the prescription, you go to the pharmacy and take the medicine. And you came to this sofa. Now, all you got to do is you need to take down the medicine from shelf and you need to take it. If you don't take it, you won't be benefited, right? So that's the only thing I would always recommend you to do that. Okay, so today we have got very few attendees. And can you remember the Jack Ma, what he said? So first day you open the shops, second day you again open, and third day, half of the day, you shut down the business and the customer come to you and they search you for doing the business, but you are not there anymore. So we have started a lot of people, but what happened is the same thing in our mindset. What do? We come first day, second day, and third day, and after that, just we vanished, right? So congratulations, is still you are here, and you're gonna get a lot of benefits from the next classes. So that's the first thing, to showing up. So today we're gonna learn a lot of things about the deep questions, how to ask deep questions. So can you please type in the chat box how to ask deep questions? So that's the class. We're gonna talk about it, we're gonna learn, and we're gonna apply it, how to ask deep questions. Okay, type in the chat box very quickly. That's the thing we're gonna learn today, deep questions. Okay, so in the last class we have learned how to ask normally yes no questions. For example, once I asked you, do you learn English? You answered me yes I do. And once I asked you, do you learn Chinese? And you said no I don't. So for interrogative and negative sentences we use do. That's what we learned. And today what are you gonna do? We're gonna learn how to ask deep questions. And still, can you remember what was the structure for the interrogative sentence? Do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. Can you please type in the chat box again? Do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. So that was the structure to ask a question. So type in the chat box, do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. Okay, thank you. Thanks for responding. So now what I'm gonna do, I'll so that was the structure, do plus subject plus verb. That was the structure. So now if you'd like to ask deep questions, all you got to do is you need to add some WS words. So type in the chat box if you know some WS words. Type in the chat box, please. I'd like to see how many WS words do you know. Type in the chat box, please. How many? So sometimes we call it WS question, WS word, whatever you say. Type in the chat box. How many do you know? How many do you know? How many do you know? Just type in the chat box. What are they? Fatima said 5. So please type in the chat box. What are they? Just I need few. few of them. Okay. Okay, so then said who, what, when, where, how, whom, whose. Okay, excellent, excellent. Yeah, anybody else? Alice said when, where, which, what. Okay. Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you. So can you remember in the last class we practiced a lot according to this structure? For example, do I practice? Do you practice? Do you practice? Do you practice? Do they practice? Does he practice? Does she practice? Does it practice? Does Tony practice? So what are you gonna do? We're gonna practice this structure one more time, then we're gonna add a lot of WS words, then we're gonna practice again. So I'm gonna request you to unmute yourself. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Do I practice?
Do I practice?
Do I practice?
Do I practice? Do we practice? Do you practice? Do you practice?
Do they practice?
Do he practice?
Do she
She
practice?
practice?
Does it practice? Does Tony
Does
practice?
Tony practice?
Thanks a lot. So I feel like it's going a bit slow. So we're gonna make it faster. So can you please help me to give me all the sentences using one breath, all the interrogative sentences using one breath. So I'm gonna unmute again. This time we're gonna aim to deliver all the sentences using one breath. Are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box READY. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready. Okay, so I said ready, so then said ready, but she says ready. Okay, thank you. Thanks for responding. So now please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
Do I practice? Do we practice? Do you practice? Do they practice? Does he practice? Does she practice? Does it practice? Does Tony practice?
Does she practice? Does it practice? Does Tony practice?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So now the structure would be the remain same. The structure would remain same. So do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. So we're gonna put, let's say, why behind the do. So this is how we're gonna make interrogative sentence. Why do I practice? Why do we practice? Why do you practice? Why do you practice? Why do they practice? Why does he practice? Why does she practice? Why does it practice? Why does Tony practice? So if you really understood, please type in the chat box understood. So all you got to do is you need to add WS words, then do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I will unmute yourself and we're gonna practice it. Why do I practice? Why do? So you're gonna start from here. Why do I practice? Why do you practice? Why do you practice? Why do you practice? Why do they practice? Why does he practice? Why does she practice? Why does it practice? Why does Tony practice? So that's how we're gonna make a lot of sentences, right? So I'm gonna unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Why?
Why do I practice? Why do we
practice?
practice?
Why do you
Do you
practice?
practice?
Why do you practice?
Why does he practice?
Why does she practice?
Why does
She
who
practice?
practice?
Why
Why
it
does
practice?
Tony
Why
practice?
Does he practice? Why does Tony practice? Why does it practice? Why does Tony?
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So the structure would be now is WS plus do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. Can you please type in the chat box? What would be the structure? WS plus do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. That would be the structure. We got to follow this structure when we're gonna make a lot of sentences, especially asking a lot of questions. So why? I would recommend you to write down everyone else. Yeah. So then excellent. Why plus do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. So you got to follow this structure. So why do I practice? That means I have taken a WS word why. So why do I practice? Right. So I'd like to see everyone's comment. Can you please type in the chat box? Why plus do plus subject plus verb. And this is the benefit of practicing a lot. So now, do you feel it? So we have done the structure foundation, then we're gonna adding up just one floor at a time, one floor at a time, one floor at a time, right? So if you haven't practiced before, now it's gonna be difficult for you and you will see you are struggling because you haven't practiced it before. So the solution is once you finish the class, please practice with this structure. So with why, what, how, when. This is how we need to practice. So you're gonna practice more. Don't worry right now. So you know the structure. W is plus do plus subject plus verb plus question mark. So now we're gonna. So these are the W's word we're gonna use and we're gonna practice. So the first one was why, then how, then where, then when, then how long, then which plus noun, which country, which language. This is how we're gonna practice. So now, as we aim for, so using why, we're gonna make all the sentences, but this time we're gonna aim for one breath. So using why, we're gonna make all the sentences using one breath. So if you can't do it, that's fine as well, but don't stop. Take the breath, but keep doing, keep making sentences, right? So again, I'm gonna unmute yourself. Your W's word is why. Using why, all you got to do is you need to make all the sentences. Please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
Why do I learn?
I learn. Why do
why
we learn? Why do
why
you learn? Why do you learn? Why do they learn? Why does he learn? Why does she learn? Why does it learn? Why does Tony learn?
Excellent. So I need a volunteer. I'd like to make sure that you can make all the sentences using one breath or not, right? So Fatima Khan, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences using why?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Why do I learn? Why do we learn? Why do you learn? Why do you learn? Why do they learn? Why does he learn? Why does she learn? Why does it learn? Why does Tony learn?
Excellent.
One
Thank
breath,
you.
sir.
Excellent.
Okay,
Excellent.
thank you.
So can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Fatima. I need another volunteer. So Alamin. Alamin, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Why do I learn? Why do we learn? Why do you learn? Why do they learn? Why does he learn? Why does she learn? Why Tony learn? Why it learn? Why do Tony learn?
Okay. Can you try one more time? I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, I want.
Mhm.
Why do I learn? Why do we learn? Why do you learn? Why do they learn? Why does he learn? Why does she learn? Why does it learn? Why does Tony learn?
Thank you. Please type in the chat box. Thanks, Alamin. I need another volunteer. So I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. It's Saudin. Can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences?
Thank you, sir. Why do I learn? Why do we learn? Why do you learn? Why do they learn? Why does he learn? Why does she learn? Why does it learn? Why does Tony learn?
Thank you. Please type in the chat box. Thanks, Saudin. So what are we going to do? We're going to practice with the second one, how. So it's a lot of fun if you give it a try. And if you don't give it a try, and after that, if I ask you to do this, it's going to be very difficult. So I would recommend you, when I request to do something, please do so. So we're going to practice with how. It's the same way. How do I learn? How do you learn? How do you learn? How do you learn? How do they learn? How does he learn? How does she learn? How does it learn? How does Tony learn? So again, I'm going to unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. And we're going to use how. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
How do I learn?
How do I learn?
How do
I
I
learn.
learn?
How do we learn? How do you learn? How
he
do
learn?
they
How
learn?
does she learn? How does it learn?
And how does he learn? How does she learn?
How does
How does Tony learn?
learn?
Excellent. Thank you. So the next one is where, right? So where do I learn? So, okay. So where do I learn? So we're going to start from here. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
Where do I learn? Where do we learn?
Where do we learn?
Where do you learn? Where do you learn? Where do they learn? Where does he learn? Where does she learn? Where does it?
Thank you. So the next one is when. So we're going to start with when. This time, give a really try and just ask yourself if you can make all the sentences in one breath. So if you can make it, that means you're on the right track. If you cannot, you need to do a lot of practice, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
Where
When
do
do I
we
learn?
learn, when do we learn,
we
when
learn?
do you
Where
learn,
do
Where do you
when
learn?
when
Where
when
do
does
you
he
learn?
learn,
Where
when
do
does
they
he
learn?
learn,
Where
when
does
does
he
he
learn?
learn,
Where
when
does she
does
learn?
Tony
Where
learn?
does it learn? Where does Tony learn?
Okay, so the next one is how long? How long? So can you
How
please
long do I
how long
learn?
do I
How
learn?
long
do I
do
learn?
I learn? How long
How
do you
long
learn?
do
How
I
long
learn?
do
How
they
long do
learn?
we
How
learn?
long
How
do he
long
learn?
do
do they learn?
how
How
long
does
Does
he
it learn?
learn?
How long does Tony
how
learn?
She
long
learn.
does he learn?
Learn.
How long
How
does
does Tony
she
learn?
learn? How
Okay.
long does
And
it
the
learn?
next one
How
is
long does Tony learn?
next one is which language. So we're gonna practice with which language do I learn? Which language do I learn? So let's start, please. 3, 2, 1, go.
Which language
Which
do I
Which
learn?
Language
do
do I learn?
which
Which
do I
language
learn? Which do you learn?
we
Who you
learn? Which
learn?
language
Where do
do
you
you
learn?
learn?
Do
Which
they learn?
language
Which language
and
do
which
he
language
learn? He learn.
does
Which
he
does he
learn?
learn?
Which language
Which
did she
when does
learn?
he
Which
learn?
language
When does Tony
and which
learn?
language Tony learn? Which
Thank you.
language
Thank you. So now what I'm gonna do, I will ask a question and you need to answer me. So just I'd like to make sure you understand this question and you can answer me. So the first question I'm gonna ask you, do you learn English? Type in the chat box. Please answer me. Don't write the same sentence, answer me. Do you learn English? So answer should be yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right? Yes, I do. So the question is, do you learn English? Answer should be yes, I do. Thank you. Thanks for responding. The next question I'm going to ask you, why do you learn English? Why do you learn English? Answer me. Because da 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 da. Why do you learn English? Why do you learn English? Okay, so Alidia said for IELTS preparation. Okay, Fatima said to speak. Okay. Okay, give me the solid answer. Why do you learn English? Because I want to sit for IELTS exam, or I want to get a better score in IELTS exam, or I'd like to study abroad, whatever it is, right? So for talking fluently, for speaking fluently, okay? So next question I'm gonna ask you. So how do you learn English? How do you learn English? The question is how. So it might be by practicing, it might be with hassle-free education. So whatever it is, by practicing, okay? So I learn English by practicing, okay? So answer me, how do you learn English? 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 Okay, next question I'm gonna ask you, where do you learn English? Where? Where? So you can say, I learn English with hassle-free education, or I learn English online, or I learn English on Zoom. So where do you learn English? Type in the chat box, please. Where? So I learn English at hassle-free education or with hassle-free education. Okay, excellent answer. So where do you learn English? Next question is when. I'm asking a time. So when do you learn English? When do you learn English? Can you please give me the full answer? I learn English at 2 p.m. UK time, or I learn English at BD time. So when do you learn English? When do you learn English? When? A specific time. I learn English at 2 p.m. BD time. Okay, I learn English at 8 a.m. UK time, whatever your time zone is. Type in the chat box. When do you learn English? Okay, next question is how long? It asking for a duration, right? It's 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 2 hours, whatever. So how long do you learn English? How long do you learn English in a class? How long do you learn English during the class? Type in the chat box, please. How long? How long do you learn English during the class? So if it is approximate, then you can say around 90 minutes, about 90 minutes, approximately 90 minutes, right? So usually we use around or about. If it is not exact time, like 2 hours or 90 minutes, then you can say around 90 minutes, around 2 hours, something like this. So the next question is, which language do you learn? 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 Okay, I learn English language, or I learn English. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So the first question, can you please type in the chat box? Do you live in the UK? Okay, do you live in the UK? Just type in the chat box. No, I'm not asking. I'm not asking. So type in the chat box this question. Do you live in the UK? Do you live in the UK? Do you live in the UK? Type in the chat box this question. Do you live in the UK? So now this is your turn. You're gonna ask me a question and I'm gonna answer you, right? So the first question is, do you live in the UK? Okay, this is the question. Please type in the chat box. Do you live in the UK? Okay, so your question is, do you live in the UK? And you asking me this question, I'm gonna answer yes, I live in the UK. Yes, I live in the UK. So next question, using why. Ask me next question. Using why. Using why, please ask me a question. Why do you live in the UK? Okay, Shadin, thank you. Mahmoud said, why do you live in the UK? So usually we use the before UK, right? Why do you live in the UK? Okay, I live in the UK because this is the country of opportunity, right? So next question is where. Using where, ask me another question. Where, using where, please ask me another questions. Where? Okay, yeah, ask me a question, where. So I'd like to see everyone's question in the comment box. So Bashir said, where do you live in the UK? Someone said, where do you live in the UK? Ishad Kurim said, where do you live in the UK? Okay, excellent, thank you. So you're asking me a question, where do you live in the UK? I live at Harlow in the UK. I live at Harlow in the UK. That's the answer I'm gonna give, right? So next question you can ask me, how long have you been living in the UK? Okay, so this is how we need to ask a lot of questions. So the last question you can ask, which county do you live in the UK? Which county do you live in the UK? Can you please type in the chat box, which county, not country, which county? So in our country, probably we say it division or something else, but in England, it's a county. So which county do you live in the UK? Type in the chat box. Which county do you live in the UK? Which county do you live in the UK? Which county, not country, county, C-O-U-N-T-Y. Which county do you live in the UK? Okay, so if you ask me which county do you live in the UK, I would say I live at Essex in the UK. I live at Essex in the UK, right? So we're gonna change this verb again, and so we're gonna put here practice, P-R-A-C-T-I-S-E, practice, right? So the first question, please type in the chat box, do you practice? Do you practice? Type in the chat box, do you practice? Don't answer me. Type in the chat box, do you practice? So do you practice? Okay, excellent, excellent. I'd like to see everyone's comment over there. So now I'm gonna unmute yourself. All you got to do is you need to ask me this question. And when I hear everyone is asking me these questions, I'll answer. Otherwise, I'm not answering the question. Everyone else, you got to ask me the question same time. So I'm gonna unmute yourself and you need to ask me this question. So do you practice, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Ask me the question.
Do you practice?
Do you practice? Do you practice?
Stop there.
Do you practice?
Stop
Do you
there.
practice?
So, again.
Do you practice?
Do you practice?
Do you practice?
I'm not
Do
getting
you
the question at the
Do
same
you
time.
practice?
Okay. Again. 3, 2, 1, go. Ask me the question, please.
Do you practice?
Do you practice?
Do you practice? Do you practice? Do you
Yes.
practice?
Yes, I do. Next question is, Ask me the question using why.
Why do
Why
you
do you
Why do you
practice?
practice?
Do you
Excellent.
practice? Why do
Excellent.
you practice? Why do you practice?
Okay. So again,
why
Why
do you
do you
practice?
Why do you practice?
Why do you practice? Why do you
I
practice?
practice to improve my English. Next question, how? How? Ask
How
me
How
the
do you practice?
How do you
How do
practice?
you
How do you
practice? How do you practice? How do you
Again.
practice? How do you practice?
Again,
How do you
How do you
practice?
practice?
How do you practice?
how do you practice? Again,
How do you practice?
How do you practice?
again,
How
How
do
do
you
you
How do you
practice?
practice?
I practice by speaking. So next question, where? Where? Using where? Ask me the
Where
question.
do you practice?
Where do you
Why
practice?
do you practice?
Again,
Where do you
Why
practice?
do
You practice.
again,
why
Where
do
do
you
you practice?
where
do
do
you
you practice? So I practice on Zoom. I practice on Zoom. Next question, when? Ask me the question.
When do you practice?
So you got to have some sort of tonality. So when do you practice, right? So again,
when do
When
you
do you
practice?
practice?
again,
When do you
Practice.
I practice at 8 a.m. in the morning. Next question is how long? Ask me the question.
How
How
long
long?
How long do you practice?
Again,
how
How
long
long do you
again.
practice?
how long do you practice?
I'd like to get the question from everyone at the same time. 3, 2, 1. Ask me the question, please.
How long do you practice?
How long do you practice?
How long do you practice? I practice around 90 minutes. Next question is which language? Ask me
Which
the question.
language do you practice?
Which language do you practice?
Again,
Which
Which
language
language do you practice?
again,
Which
Which
language
language do you practice?
again.
which language
do you practice?
I practice English. So I think you got all the sense. So how to make the question according to the structure, how to ask and how to answer it. So now the question I'm gonna ask you. So are you 100% clear how to ask deep question and how to answer it? If you are 100% clear, please type in the chat box 100. I'd like to see how many of you really understood the whole thing. If you really understood, please type in the chat box 100. Okay. So this is the important thing you need to understand. So you will see a lot of friends around you. They generally speak English and they ask a lot of questions. So once you notice them, once you listen them properly, the questions they're asking, most of them, they are asking the questions, that's the wrong pattern. All you got to do is you need to follow this structure, and according to this structure, you need to ask the question. If you don't follow this structure, you are making wrong interrogative sentences, right? So next time, if someone is asking you a question, so please listen attentively, whether they are following this structure or not. And sometimes probably you'll be struggling. So once you start struggling to ask question, all you got to do is you need to go back to this lesson and just you need to practice. So now what are you going to do for the last time? We're going to practice this structure. So how are we going to practice? So you're going to start with why. So why do I practice? Why do you practice? Why do you practice? Why do they practice? Why do they practice? Why does he practice? Why does she practice? Why does it practice? Why does Tony practice? So this is how we're gonna just practice this, the whole thing. Then we're gonna move forward. So now I'm gonna unmute yourself. All you got to do is you need to give me all the sentences using why. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Why do I
Practice. Why do you practice? Why do you practice? How do you practice?
Please, why do they practice? Why
Why
does he
Does he practice? Why does
she
she
practice? Why does he practice? Why does Tony practice?
Thank you. So now, so what we are doing is we are doing the revision. So make sure you make all the sentences using one breath. So we're gonna start with how. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. How do I practice?
How do
I practice? How do you practice? How do you practice?
How do they practice? How
how do they
Does he
practice?
practice?
how does she practice? How does
She practice? How does
Who
he
does
Tony practice?
how does
We're gonna start
he
it where?
practice?
Where?
How does
3,
Tony
2,
practice?
1,
Where
go.
do I
Let's
practice?
see
Where
where
do
do
you
I
practice?
practice?
Where do you practice?
And
Where practice? Where do
and
you
do
practice?
I
Why do
practice?
you
Why
practice?
Why does she practice? Why
do
does
practice? Why do
Why
they
does
practice? Why does he
Why do
when do I practice?
practice?
When
Why
do
does
Where
he
does
practice?
when
Why
do
does
we
he
practice?
practice?
When do we
Why
practice?
does
So
When
when?
do we practice?
when do I
Do
practice?
they
When do you
practice? When
practice?
does he
when do
practice?
I
When does he
practice?
practice?
When
When
do
do
you
we
practice? When do you
He
practice?
practice when
Practice when do they
Now, do I
practice?
practice?
When
How
does
he
he
long do I
practice?
practice?
when
How
does
long?
How
she
how
practice?
long?
How long do
When does
Practice. How long do you practice?
how long do I
He
practice?
practice? How
How
long?
long
How
do
long
we
Does
practice?
it
How long
long? Does
Does it practice? How long?
practice? How long
this language do I
practice?
practice?
How
Which
long
language?
does
how
Do you
does
practice? Do they
how
practice?
long
Do practice?
Language do I practice?
how long does
Language
he
do
practice?
they
How
practice?
long
Which
he
language does he
how
practice?
long
Which
does
language
he
does she
practice?
practice? Which
How
language
long
does he practice?
do I
Which language
practice?
does
How long
Tony
do you
practice?
practice?
Excellent. Excellent. Now, so this is the very important part, especially for communication. So can you remember in the last class, I shared with you, so language is nothing but asking and answering. So if you can ask question and if you can answer it, so you know the language, right? So now, this is the class. This is very, very important, especially for IELTS students. So have you heard about cue card? If you heard about cue card, please type in the chat box cue card. I'd like to see if you have got some ideas about cue card. So if you have got some ideas about cue card, so please type in the chat box cue card. Okay, so cue card is nothing but when you go for the speaking test, so the examiner they will give you a cue card. Cue card is nothing but a topic, and once they're gonna give you the topic, so you're gonna have 1 minute to take preparation, and then the examiner will say, okay, if you are ready, please start. And you need to speak like around 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. And then the examiner will stop you and they'll ask you a lot of questions about the cue card, whatever you have spoken, right? So today in this class, we will try our best to solve the problem, how to answer the cue card questions, right? So there are 5 things here. So the first topic is English, second topic is IELTS test, third topic is study, fourth topic is studying in the UK, fifth topic is life, okay, life in the UK, right? So these are the, let's say, so these are the 5 topics. So today we're gonna learn how to solve the problem of cue card. So once we get a cue card, a topic, what are you gonna do? We're gonna ask 3-4 questions using why, how, where, when, which. If you ask this question to the topic, you will get a lot of answer and you can talk about it probably 5 minutes, right? So from now on, what we're gonna do? Okay, so I'd like to see how many of you are IELTS student here who are going to sit for exam, let's say in 3 months or 5 months or 6 months. So if you are an IELTS student, please type in the chat box me. I'd like to see. So Fatima, Ali, Kabir, Sayeda, Shadin. Okay, so got it. So this is gonna help you a lot. So for example, now the topic is English. So now we're gonna ask, let's say 3 to 5 questions to this topic. So the first question is, I can ask this question. So do you learn English? Type in the chat box, please. The first question we're gonna ask you, yes, no question. Do you learn? Type in the chat box. Do you learn English? Do you learn English? No, don't answer me. Type in the chat box. Do you learn English? Question mark. Type in the chat box this question. Do you learn English? Then question mark. Do you learn English? Then question mark. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. That's the first question we're gonna ask, right? The second question we're gonna ask you, why do you learn English? Type in the chat box. Why do you learn English? Why do you learn English? Why? Why do you learn English? Okay. So that's the next question we're gonna ask, the topic. Why do you learn English? Next question we're gonna ask you, how do you learn English? How do you learn English? How? How do you learn English? How do you learn English? Next question we're gonna ask you, where do you learn English? Where? Where do you learn English? Where do you learn English? So once you're typing, please select everyone. Don't send my name and answer me, because then I cannot see who is typing on the chat box, right? So always select the everyone in the meeting. Okay, so next question we can ask you, when do you learn English? 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 Right. When do you learn English? And then last question you can ask, which accent do you follow? Which accent do you follow? Which accent do you follow? Is it British accent or American accent? Which accent do you follow? Okay, so how many questions you made? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 questions we made. Now, if you answer all of them, you can talk for 5 minutes, right? But you need to talk in IELTS cue card. It's just 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, right? Usually after 2 minutes, examiner will stop you. Then they will ask you a lot of questions. So these are the 5 questions. If you ask to this topic, you know, right? So this is my instruction. So once you are going for IELTS exam, especially when you get the cue card, I would recommend you to write down these questions, right? So ask a question using do or did, then ask why, how, where, when, which. So if you ask this question, so just you need to talk about this, and by this time you will see you have already spoken for 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes, right? So now I'm gonna give some sort of example. So the first question was, do you learn English? I'll say answer is okay. Now answer me. Do you learn English? Type in the chat box. Give me the answer. Do you learn English? Answer is yes, I do. Right? So the next question is, why do you learn English? So give me 3 reasons why do you learn English. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Please give me the 3 reasons why do you learn English. 3 reasons. Because, number 1, because, number 2, because, number 3. Give me the 3 reasons why do you learn English. Okay, number 1 is our IELTS exam. Okay, got it. Number 2, and number 3. So if you ask that question to your brain, it's going to come up with the answer. You got to ask the right question. So okay, so Ali said, I want to learn English for IELTS preparation course, and also I'd like to study abroad. And then okay, yeah, excellent, thank you. Better communication. Okay, anybody, anything else? So if you ask me why do you learn English, I would say well, I learn English for many reasons, and today I'd like to share 3 reasons. Number 1, I'd like to study abroad, and that's why I need IELTS score, and that's why I learn English. And secondly, when I go to English-speaking countries, I'll try to find a job, and if I get a job, I'd like to communicate with my clients and customers, and that time I need to have a better communication skill. And the 3rd reason is I'll be studying in English medium while I'm going to the UK, and the teacher will deliver their lecture in English, and I need to answer in my exam in English as well. So to get a better score in my academic career, I got to be very good in writing as well. So these are the 3 reasons I learn English. Did you get me? So you are giving 3 reasons why do you want to learn English. So you are talking about IELTS, you are talking about the studying abroad, you are talking about your academic results. So most of the universities, they will ask you for the assignments and written exam. So that's why you need to have some sort of a writing skill in that level, so that you can get a better score in academic exam as well. Right? So that's the first question. So see, so all you got to do is you need to decide yourself. So I'm going to give them 3 reasons why I learn English. Why do I learn English? The next question I'm going to answer, how do I learn English? How do I learn English? So just think about this. There are 4 English skills, right? It's reading, writing, speaking, and type in the chat box. What's the last one? Reading, writing, speaking, and and listening, right? So reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So can you please type in the chat box 4 skills? Type in the chat box: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So if you ask me this question, so how do you learn English? Oh, how do you learn English? So now, when I'm going to answer these questions, I'm going to focus for the 4 things: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. I'll say I learn English in different ways. Basically, my purpose is to improve 4 skills: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So to improve my listening skills, so what I do, I listen to BBC on radio when I'm traveling. And I have been doing this for a couple of months right now, and it helps me to improve my listening skills. And also, when I get some sort of English magazine or English paper, I start reading them. And this is how, and also I have got so many books, especially I read. And this is how I improve my reading skills as well. And for the writing, I started writing a journal in the morning. I write at least 1 to 2 pages. What do you do usually, and what's my plan for the day? And this is how I try to write in depth, so that I can have a habit of writing skill. And the last one is speaking. So whenever I get the opportunity, especially when I come to the class, I talk with my teacher, I communicate with and also I have got some speaking buddies. So what I do, I try to speak with them and communicate, so that this is how I try to improve my speaking skills, right? So this is how you need to answer. Just you need to extend your expression. You need to extend what you're going to say. So most of the students, they say, sir, I have got problem regarding the generating ideas. So this is how you need to generate idea. You need to ask the question to your brain, and you need to ask with many answers. So for example, I say, I would like to learn English for various reasons, and I'd like to share to 3 of them. So you are giving 3 reasons. And once I ask you, how do you improve your English, right? Or how do you learn English? You can say, I learn English in multiple ways or many ways. And today I'd like to share with you, especially how I'm aiming for improving my listening, reading, writing, and listening. And then you're going to explain to them. And this is how you need to answer, right? And the next question, you're going to ask you, where do you learn English? So you can say, usually I learn English at home. However, I have got an online class, and I always jump into the class on time. And yeah, so I learn English with Hasselhoff Education. This is the institution. They are delivering the lecture from the UK, and they have got so many opportunities to help students to get a better score in IELTS exam, right? So the next question is, when do you learn English? You can say, okay, I don't have any suitable schedule for learning English. However, when I join the class, I need to join the class on time. So I do that. And apart from, I have got some speaking buddies, partners. So I talk with them whenever I get time, but also sometimes I schedule to have a speaking session with them, and probably 30 minutes or 60 minutes, and I speak to them, right? So this is how you need to answer them. And the last question is, which accent do you follow? Okay, I'm going to ask you the question. Which accent do you follow? Answer me. Which accent do you follow, and why? Answer me, please, in the chat box. Which accent do you follow, and why? Type in the chat box. Which accent do you follow, and why? Okay, is it American or is it British? So which accent do you follow, and why? And why? Give me the reason. Why do you follow British accent? Give me a reason. Why do you follow British accent? Why do you follow British accent? Okay, got it. So if you ask me the same question, I'll say, well, I love both accents. When I watch movie, I see the English accent is clear. I can hear it and I can understand it properly. But when I watch some sort of British movies, I see always they don't pronounce R and T a lot of time, and it makes me confused to understand them. However, I follow always British accent because my future plan is to study in the UK. And I believe that when I go to the UK, I'll listen from the British teachers. And also when I'm gonna find a job, probably I need to handle with the British customers. So that's the reason I'm following British accent. Did you get me? So just you need to answer and you need to just elaborate it. So today, your homework, the topic is English. Your topic is English, and all you got to do is you need to ask question. Do you learn English? Then why do you learn English? How do you learn English? Where do you learn English? When do you learn English? And which accent do you follow and why? So if you ask this question, and then all you got to do is you need to make a presentation. Hi everyone, this is Habib, and today I'd like to share with you a topic is why do I learn English? Well, definitely, I learn English for many reasons, and I'd like to share with you 3 of them. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And I learn English many ways as well. So, you know, there are 4 types of skills in English language. So reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And I always try to improve them by doing so and so. And I learn English usually at 8 a.m. in the UK time. And this is the class schedule. Apart from this, I also learn English with my our speaking partners as well. So usually we schedule a time for 30 to 60 minutes, and we discuss a lot of things in English. And this is how we try to improve our English. And I follow British accents, though I love American accent as well when I watch movie. But the reason I'm following British accent is da 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 da. And thanks for listening to me, right? So this is how you need to give a presentation. So this is your homework, right? So what I'm gonna do, I will just change it so that you can understand better. Come on. So topic is a language you learn. Okay, so a language you learn, that's the topic. The first question you're gonna ask, do you learn English? Do you learn English? Do you learn English? Next question, why do you learn English? Why do you learn English? Next question is, help me with the question. So what's the next question? Is how, where, when. Okay, how, where, when. Okay, how do you learn English? Where do you learn English? English from? How, where, when do you learn? When do you learn English? Okay, so which accent do you follow? Which accent do you follow and why? Okay, so these are the question you need to. So all you got to do is you need to ask this question to yourself and you need to answer it, right? At least 5 times. And then once you know the answer, then you're gonna start. Hi everyone, this is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you a topic, a language I learned. So I would say I try to learn so many languages in my life, but one of the most important languages is English. And yeah, I learn English right now, and I learn English for many reasons. And today I'd like to share with you 3 of them. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Or you can say, first of all, moreover, furthermore. So how do you learn English? I learn English many ways, and just I'd like to give you some sort of depth insight so that you can understand how do I learn English. So first of all, moreover, furthermore, and so this is how we can say 4 things. How do you learn English? And then where do you learn English from? So I learn English from Hasselfie Education. This is the online platform. They are teaching us So when do you learn English? I don't have any particular schedule to learn English. However, as I have got a class, so I got to jump into the class on time. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, UK time. And also I have got some sort of session with my speaking partners as well. And like I just usually give 30 to 60 minutes. And I love both accents. British and American. When I watch movie, I enjoy a lot because the British accent, they don't hide any sort of sounds like R or T, and it's clear. I understand them properly. But for the British accent, they don't pronounce R, T, and a few things, and sometimes it makes me confused. However, I follow British accent because of And thanks for listening to me. Right. So this is how you need to just answer this question. So you can take a snapshot. This is the homework you got to do in the next class. So this is the starting point for your cue card IELTS preparation. So if you follow this, I would say probably 20 or 30. Just take a topic, ask the questions, answer it, then give a presentation. Again, once you finish that, go for the next one. Take a topic, ask 4 or 5 questions, answer them, then give a presentation. Hi, this is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you a language I learned. And I would say use the stopwatch from your mobile phone and see how long you can talk. So your target should be 4 to 5 minutes. So if you keep practicing and if you are aiming for 4 to 5 minutes in the main exam, you got to speak only 2 minutes, right? Around 2 minutes. So you won't face any sort of problem. So anything else I got to share? No. This is the homework. So all you got to do is you need to do this homework. So I think we are wrapping up the class right now. So can you please type in the chat box, how was today's class? Is it okay, excellent, and outstanding? So if you feel it's 5 out of 10, it's okay. If you feel is 7 out of 10 is excellent. If it is 10 out of 10 is outstanding. So I'd like to see your feedback. So Fatima said excellent. That means you marked it 7 out of 10. Kabir said outstanding. Okay. Alizia said 10 out of 10. That means outstanding. Ravina said outstanding. Okay. Alizia said outstanding. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for giving me the feedback. Okay. Bushir said outstanding. So thank you for sharing your feedback. So we are about to wrap it right now, right? So you have got 30 minutes with Nafiza and 60 minutes with me is almost 90 minutes. And I got to go to office as well, right? So do you have any questions? So if you have got any questions, please type in the chat box. I'll answer 1 or 2, then we're gonna wrap it up. So do you have any questions? Please type in the chat box, I'll answer it, right? And for the IELTS candidates, I would say from today, right? Practice 1 topic every day. 1 topic, at least 1 topic every day. So all you got to do is you need to find the topic. And there are a lot of IELTS books over there to get some sort of ideas about the speaking test. So all you got to do is you need to aim for at least 1 topic, right? And you need to ask this question, you need to answer it, you need to elaborate it, and then you need to give a presentation for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so Rabina said, why this period is only for 8 days? Okay, Rabina. So how many days do you expect? Answer me, please. So this is the starting point. As I told you, so we have got IELTS preparation course as well. That's going to be free as well, but there are some conditions. I mean, through this class, just we have started. We just push you to move forward. So you have started rolling, and yeah. So once you finish 8 days speaking challenge, you can join IELTS preparation course as well. Okay. Next question is Boshir Ahmed. Do I contact outside of Zoom? Boshir, of course you can, and I have given my personal number over there. You can contact me on WhatsApp if you have got any questions, especially personal question you can answer. So I'm gonna give my number again if you don't have it. So +447432089544. Okay, so that's my number. And my name is Habib. Okay, next question is how to score good point in IELTS. So that is a I would say broad question, especially as we are dealing with IELTS. So probably another day I'll share with you how to get a better score in IELTS speaking. So there are 4 things you need to consider, and when you go for the IELTS test, the examiner is considering only the 4 things. They are doing the marking on the 4 things. They're thinking about this one. Are you up to date? Are you following this? This one. What about this? What about this? And what about this? So if you cover the 4 areas, you'll get a better score in IELTS speaking test, right? And what is called, if you join our IELTS program as well, so Steve Trelegon or other IELTS teacher, they're gonna share with you how to get individual scores in different parts. Rabina said more and more because this platform is really helpful for me because your teaching way is different than others. That's why. Okay, Rabina, thank you. Thanks for sharing the feedback. I always try my best to give something because what I believe is this time is very, very valuable for you and me as well. So would like to make sure we are utilizing it. Okay, Fatima said, I would like to sit for IELTS exam after 1 month, though I'm very weak in. Okay, Fatima, if you say you are very weak in English and you'd like to sit for IELTS exam in 1 month, I would say take a mission, right? And do whatever it takes. If it takes for, 12 hours to study IELTS materials, do that, right? And the first thing. Second thing is do the mock test as well. So if you are living in Dhaka, we have got a free mock test, right? Probably Nafiza will share it with you in details. So you can take a free mock test with us. And if you go for more than one, in that case, you need to put a token money over there because we need to cover our teaching cost as well. But one free mock test, you can do that and you can see where are you right now. So if you don't get your expected outcome, expected band score in mock test, don't waste your money. It's like 20,000 or 21,000 in IELTS exam. So I'd recommend you don't sit for the exam right now. Take preparation, go for the mock test, see the assessment where you need to improve. Find a teacher or mentor who's going to help you regarding that. And if you are joining our IELTS program, so our teacher will be responsible for that. And once you're ready, the teacher will say, Fatima, yeah, so you are ready right now. You're gonna get like 6 or 6.5 in IELTS or 7 according to your skills. So yeah, take registration. Okay, Robin, I'm not sure where you're from. So we have got only mock test available in Dhaka, right? In Dhaka office. Thank you for joining today, and yeah, see you tomorrow. But make sure you do the homework, right? So especially if you are IELTS candidate, you got to do it every day. So we have just started. Yeah, and see you in the next class. And until then, stay safe.